And we're back. I came back for you. Everybody who's been seeing everything that's going on, we have been getting some great things going on. I'm going to jump right into it. I don't even want to wait. Welcome to another episode of the T Show. First of all, first and foremost, happy holidays. We got some holidays coming up. Everybody, hope everybody's doing great, feeling good, looking good. Jay, how you feeling? We back for another one.
We back, man.
We
Finally,
back for
here,
another
man.
one. Everybody been asking me, the T Show, like, hey, buddy, didn't you say you had some new shows, some new episodes? Trust me, I know everybody been looking for the T Show. Me and Jay, we've been busy doing some other stuff. Matter of fact, I just dropped some new music. Please go get it. 750 Rap. It's been out. It's a classic, but I just finally decided to just throw it on all platforms. So go to Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you get your music, wherever your DSP is, look it up. 750 Rap. It's there. YouTube. It's everywhere. Just go check it out. Talking about music and talking about new music, we just came off of one of the best versus battles that has ever been seen. We just came off with the best versus battle between Gucci and Jeezy, two of the most prolific trap house artists, trap music artists that has ever graced hip hop. They are the pioneers. If the trap house had a foundation and trap music was the thing, you couldn't make this trap house trap music without Jeezy and Gucci. They go hand in hand. You gotta throw T.I. in the paint. Of course, shout out to Tip.
A little bit.
Cause he helped construct what they had already built. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh, it was the first.
They helped construct. Okay. Like, here's the thing, right? You heard T.I. talking about it, but you heard Jeezy and Gucci putting the groundwork in. I mean, it's a lot when you call an album something, and then it's enough when you hear the music and it just feels a certain way. Like, I didn't start feeling the trap and really until Gucci made me feel like the trap. Jeezy made me feel like the boss of the trap, but Gucci made it feel like you was in the trap, if that makes sense to everybody. But yeah, I'm just want to make some noise for the culture. I'm a clap, cause to see 1.1 million, and I'm talking about before they even started, before they even came, they was late.
They was like 900,000.
They was on CP time.
Yeah.
When they got there, they was already at 1.1 million. Like, yo, do you know how that's really serious for the culture? Because I think about it right now, nobody's doing shows, nobody's performing. There are no concerts. So this was basically a live concert for free. And it's 1.7 million. Like, so shout out to that. Shout out to the Swiss, Uncle Tim. We appreciate it. 2020, how can we get any better than that? We just seen two people who were at the most serious odds with each other come together and do a versus battle on the same, on the same stage. It was same stage, and we know the theatrics.
Yeah.
We know the theatrics. 6 feet apart. It's COVID, baby. 6 feet apart, but they were in the same building, Magic City. In 2020, we had Gucci and Jeezy in the same club,
same room,
going head to head with Shorty Red Beats and Zaytoven Beats.
Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got rushed out. Nobody got Mac Breezy. Nothing. Now that's 2020 is a hell of a year. Been some ups, been some downs, but for hip hop, we came out winning this year in 2020. I don't know if it was because we felt like we was back in the trenches with all of this pandemic stuff going on. We had to not redecorate. We had to like redo how we live. You know what I'm saying? We had to like basically
improvise.
We had to re-improvise. We had to really do a couple of things to just get back normal. So with all that being said, we got to see this Verzuz battle in the midst of all of this confusion and craziness we got going on. And 1.7 million people cared enough to watch these two. And that's just how serious they are to the culture. So with all of that being said, let's get into the meat of what's going on with that battle and how I felt about the Verzuz. Jay, you know for a fact, who do we come in riding with?
Came in riding with Gucci.
We came in riding with Gucci. Now, before y'all even try to jump on my neck, because I know it was 10 people out there ready to jump on my neck.
It's more than that.
That I came in riding with Gucci. Now, first of all, I was a Jeezy fan. I am a Jeezy fan. I came in this whole trap mix, I already had heard T.I. And it was like, yo, Jeezy.
Yeah.
Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? Jeezy. Like, yeah, this dude is bananas. Like, and he had a really good sound, and we cannot forget the ad-libs.
Something different.
It was really crazy.
Niggas were just getting off snap music.
It was refreshing. It was like, ooh, yes, like finally,
sound,
like
everything.
It was everything. So understand me when I say why I rode in the Verzuz with Gucci though. I rode in the Verzuz with Gucci for the fact that here's what I heard, right? I was on Facebook, I think. A friend of mine said you had to be outside when these times were going on and this music was out there to understand why somebody might say Gucci. And that's the truth. If you was really out here, and I won't specify what out there is, okay? You gotta understand what outside is and what you was doing outside. I don't want to put nobody's shit on blast. But if you was really outside with people who was living that life, then you know that Gucci was crazy. Like in the clubs, you couldn't get away from it. In the streets, you couldn't get away from it. The DJs was all playing it. And you couldn't really miss the sound. Like, I just felt like where Jeezy was classic with verses, beats, Gucci had a bit of a club and street appeal to his song. So cutting right down to it, we came right into it with Gucci. Like I said, hey,
man, you got a whole bunch of songs that you just ain't picked the right ones.
I said,
it could have been closer than what it was.
That's what I was gonna say. I said Jeezy got a lot of hits. We know that he got a lot of hits. He was around a lot of artists, and at a time when he just stayed hot for a long time, and he, for that reason, had a lot of features, and he made a lot of hits himself. And his debut mixtape and album together are classics, and they shut down a lot of time. And in that time, Boys in the Hood was hard. So he had a lot stemming from, like, you know, his situation was really crazy. So I was riding with Jeezy at that time, and then come Gucci. My friend, shout out to Milk. What's up, Milk? And from what he told me, he said my other homeboy Larry, what up Larry? Shout out to Larry, man. Said that he put him on the Gucci, and then so we, you know, in the hood at them times we used to hang with some little young knuckleheads.
Ardmore.
on the Ardmore on the east side. Shout out to Dudley Heights. You know what I'm saying? Some little knuckleheads with cars with damn all speakers and amps and shit. Y'all know how I used to do. Larry, Milk, motherfucking cars out, shit and shit. You know what I'm saying? The system crazy. And niggas pull up playing in my trap house. Made 100,000. Now after a while, shout out to Zaytoven, cause you pull up playing them kind of beats and them kind of systems, how they shit used to sound. That Zaytoven pull up hard, it sound like something. And after a while, you're like, man, you didn't know who the hell. Cause at first, we heard So Icy, you know, it was like, oh yeah, that's the song. He on there with Jeezy, you know what I'm saying? That's the song there with Jeezy. But really, you know, that was Gucci shit, and that was Zaytoven. So it was like, damn, yo, Shout out to everybody tuning into the T Show right now. If you haven't, make sure you like, share, subscribe to my channel because it's about to get hot. And if you haven't had the pleasure of listening to some good music lately, make sure y'all go check out my deluxe edition of my album 750 Rap on all platforms right now, Spotify, Twitter, YouTube, it's everywhere. If you not following me on Twitter, make sure you go follow me at Trelaire First. I'll leave the link below. Follow me on Instagram at Teach First. I'll leave that link below also. And I just want to say salute and appreciate to all the real ones that stand up and rock with the Teach Show. And again, make sure y'all go subscribe. I had to take a pause for the cause to get my cup right, and it still ain't right. I need even more. In between the pause, I still ran out. So, Jay, how you felt about the verses?
Could have been better though, but I don't know. I'm just glad to hear both sounds. Because remember back in the day, I had we had that on the CD, but now, like you said, we had a free show. They'll never ever be on the same like stage ever. So just seeing that and then hearing, you know, both songs could have been a little bit better from Gucci, but I don't know who picked songs. Did DJ Holiday pick them or did Gucci pick them?
I believe Gucci picked them songs.
I don't know, cause he got a lot and.
Because why would the DJ pick for him to come out with them records that was like, you know, disrespectful records? Because if you ask me, a few of those disrespectful records, I actually thought they sounded good. Like The Truth, I actually like that song. So, like he said, it's not a diss record. It's just the truth. I liked how he did that. I thought that was real dope. But I'd be lying if I say I didn't like that more. If I didn't like songs like Go Hard, No Jury. No, not No Jury. Look at All My Jury. Or No Mirror, that's what I meant to say. Those songs are way harder than that Truth song, so I feel like if he could have replaced The Truth or a couple of them diss records with songs off mixtapes that I thought that was harder than that song, then I felt like he would have won. Or it would have been a tie, or really neck and neck. But Jeezy kind of slid off.
Yeah. They were just like, come on, man.
Couple of them songs I even heard Jeezy say, I ain't heard that one before. I thought that was funny. I heard him say that. Like, I was like,
yeah, like I ain't never heard that.
Me neither. So I was like, you know.
So that was some new, I guess, songs that he just tried to, I guess.
And it's cool because I love Blue period. But I just thought that he could have been a little bit more fierce in the battle if he would have played songs from certain mixtapes that was hard. Like he had he done dropped so many mixtapes, and a lot of the mixtapes at least got
at least 3 strong.
3 or 4. I was about to say at least 3, 4 that's strong every time. So I felt like he skipped out on a couple of things. He played stuff like I'm a Dog, Photo Shoot. I believe he played Photo Shoot. He played some of the classics that he played Pills, if I am mistaken. I might be. I'm pretty sure he made. I'm thinking he played that. So he played a lot of the classics, but he missed the ball on some of them.
Yeah, it's like, man.
So we was talking about between Shorty Red and Zaytoven. You said you going Shorty Red. Yeah,
you really like break it down. Like Jeezy had Shorty Red and Gucci had Zaytoven. Zaytoven. He got what? Couple hits? Street classics. He got street classics, but he had no Billboard hit besides Papers.
He got a Grammy though, you know, which is that one, right?
Usher. What else though? What else did he do?
That's on the
that we know of, because you know our music is like late versus everybody else.
That's a good question because I feel like he done something else more street.
Because you know Shorty Red had what's the joint with Snoop?
Sexual Seduction.
Yeah.
That went out of here.
And Shorty Red was like, yo, that was my track, but he bought it. So I was like, hey, that's Snoop.
That's dope. I remember that song. I love that song.
Yeah, you ain't gonna say no to Snoop. He wants
I love that song. He made it a hit. He made it a crazy hit.
Then, you know, he got Who That. That was like banger.
And that was everywhere for a long time. But you can't knock Gucci. I mean, you can't knock Gucci and Zaytoven because I mean, Zay
hold down the streets though.
Man, it's like if you don't have one, you can't even. If you don't have a Zay, it's like you can't even say you like for real like that. Like
from the
out there,
homie,
man. You gotta have
OJ,
one.
the Juice Man, the Young Ralph. Man.
Yeah, you. It's like you gonna have to have one. and if you ask me, only Gucci can kill a Zay like that. Like it's supposed to sound. Like that's just me though. Like and I love when Zay worked with Migos. I love when he worked with Dolph. I love when he worked with everybody. Honestly, I love Zaytoven. But it's something about you got to be Guwap and Zay, and that's when it's Zay. Like you know what I'm saying. That's when
actually something different.
That's when it's heavy, real heavy. Like that's when it's like that. You know what I'm saying. So. Shout out to Zay and Gucci, and just like I said, man, shout out to the Verzuz battles because really, honestly, what these are doing is, first of all, it's taking us to a place.
Yeah, it's linking the old school with new school,
and it's taking us back, and it's moving us forward in the culture. It's also giving us music heads an opportunity to see concerts. We ain't been able to go to no shows, and then like you promoted online that it was a Gucci and a Jeezy Man show. And they was going on concert. First of all, it'd be violence. Okay, like it would be crazy in them arenas. Just off to the fact, if you come from them times, if you was a teen at them times, or if you was coming,
you had to pick sides.
You had. It wasn't. I don't know nobody who was doing both. Like I said, I'm a music guy, so I like both. But you still got into the debate heavy about you fuck with.
Yeah.
You fuck with. It was like that. Like it was like if you heard somebody talking about that, like you think no, it ain't. There's no cap. It was like that. You had to either be on this person or you was fucking with them. And so, with that being said, I mean, it was like wow to see them on stage and like at a concert. It basically like what it was. That's dope. So I mean, really, we like I was telling somebody else, the culture one. And I ain't saying it on some woke shit. Like I'm not even putting out seriously. Like the culture one, cause come on, man. Like I was saying, if you would have put that on a tour, and it would have been somewhere, it might have would have been some drama, cause it wouldn't. It would have been too much space and opportunity and people fueling it. And think about Gucci rapping the truth in front of 20,000 people. And 10,000 is Gucci fans. They gonna be hyped up to the most, and Jeezy fans is gonna feel disrespected a little bit because you know how Jeezy ride. That's, you know what I'm saying. So it's like it could have been a lot of confusion. It could have been a lot of tussling. Yeah. But the fact you put it in a small venue and put it online, put it on the app, put it on Apple, whatever, and let us see it that way. Where only beef we can do is. The only Twitter you can debate it on the phone, but that's all we could do. And for that reason, I heard and read that they reached 1 billion impressions online.
Yeah, because everybody kept going back the next day.
And the next day, I mean,
2 days after it.
I mean, it's been going, which leads me to talk about rest in peace Pookie Loc, because that was crazy. Which I was gonna say something about his son and them saying that his son is clout chasing from the beef and what was said in the Verzuz battle. I mean, everybody heard the disrespectful comments from Gucci saying he was smoking on Pookie Loc tonight. Now, rightfully so, right?
But you still got to sell the show too.
Yeah, that was my thing too. That was my thing too. You gotta make it look good. Not saying Gucci was anyway fake about that. He was really letting them know he smoked on that pack because of what was going on. I hate to say it like that. It's what's happened. These are allegedly facts. So, yeah, but I had seen the video of his son saying, like, yo, they saying I'm clout chasing because I'm having a problem with the public saying, slick shit, and then Gucci smoking on Pookie Loc tonight. I mean, that's your dad. I mean, I would feel some kind of way too. I would say some things too, and I would probably go hard too. I'd probably be like, yo, wait, we know that happens, but for people that he knew, it's always gonna be a spot for them. Like, You know, and you think about it, that little thing that's going on, they got like all these viewers. They got 1.7 million people hearing that, you know, your family member is they smoking on that pack tonight. It ain't funny. It's like
shit happens.
It's like, damn, I ain't want to laugh. Rest in peace, but
be mad, though.
You can be mad when it's your people. Yes, you
I know,
can.
but he could have cut it off. He could have cut that off, man.
It's sad.